Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Click the button in the right hand corner of your screen. This video is an exciting video. It's a new video I'm so excited about. I'm getting to interview a veteran, somebody that's been advocating longer than I have. Her name is Mia Robinson of Sickle-Cell Awareness 365. I don't have on any now, but I usually wear her earrings that everybody always asking me about. Monica, where did you get those Sickle-Cell earrings? Well, here she is, Miss Mia Robinson, Executive Director and President of her organization. And we're going to get started with this interview. I'm going to ask her a few questions and get more information. Y'all know I'm always looking for information and to educate and to advocate for people with sickle cell and to educate their network also, not just the patient but their network on information and what's available. So she has more experience than I do on living with sickle cell as a child, so we're going to get started with that. Mia, growing up, you had the opportunity to go to summer camp.
Yes.
For sickle cell. How is that?
I absolutely loved Camp New Hope. We were able to do all the activities. There was horseback riding, there were high ropes, there were, we did, of course, arts and craft, fishing, kayaking. We were able to do so much at Camp Twin Lakes is the facility, but Camp New Hope was the camp for sickle cell. And the talent show was the biggest thing when we were kids. Even when I became a counselor, the kids would have their music ready, what they were going to dance to. They had half the dance together. They knew what song they were going to sing to. They knew what song they were going to play with their instruments. Like, we had real talent back then at the summer camp. So it was just amazing, and that's what started my love for the summer camp. So
Okay. Was there hard qualifications to get in the camp, or was it just as long as you had sickle cell, you qualified?
As long as you had sickle cell, you qualified. And back then it was like a $25 fee, $30 fee, right? And the more kids that you have that were going to the camp, you would get a discount if you had 2, 3, 4 kids with sickle cell. But yeah, that was the only qualification, and I loved going because I got to see my friends again that I haven't seen, in the past year, and we all are going through the same thing. It's like another family. Okay. So even though in school you may feel like the loner because you're the only one with sickle cell, but when you go to camp, all of us got sickle cell. And we're just, it was the kiddie version of what the empowerment with the symposiums are now. So I loved it.
How did you transition from childhood to adult with sickle cell?
Now, at Grady Hospital, at one point, the pediatrics and the adults were in the same clinic. Okay. So when I was transitioning, the doctors already knew me, the nurses knew me. I was already familiar with the system. So I would say my transition was fairly easy because they were seeing children and adults. It wasn't until I was already an adult that the children's part of the sickle cell clinic went on to the whole pediatric hospital. Wow. So the difference is they actually knew me, and I was already pretty much ready in their system. But now when the kids are transitioning, they got to go to a whole new place. They have to see all new doctors, nurses. So it's different. And I know that's between 18 and like 22 is the highest mortality rate with sickle cell because they have a hard time transitioning. So that's pretty much where I focus now. Okay. And a lot of my advocacy is the transition period because they need us.
I was just going to ask you that. What has been your biggest focus when you started your organization?
Okay, so when I started, I don't know if I've told many people this story. So what made me start is I had gone into Walmart with a pink scarf on, and it matched whatever I had on that day. And the cashier was like, "Oh, that's a nice scarf. Is that for breast cancer?" And I remember saying no, But there's a sickle cell walk at the end of the week that nobody knows about. I don't see any sickle cell stuff in your store. You haven't asked me, do I want to donate to a sickle cell foundation? So that's what really started all of this. After that moment, I think I ordered my first prints on Vistaprint. This is my shirts, my first shirts on Vistaprint. It just simply said, "I am the face of sickle cell."
Okay.
You know, that's all it said. And then I made another one for our loved ones and caregivers that said, "I love a sickle cell soldier." So those were my first two prints. And that's what started it. And once I got more into it and started to put on my advocacy glasses, then I started to see what we needed more of, what this community needs.
Okay.
And as long as there's a need, I always have a job.
That's
I always
true.
have something to do. So as I've grown into it over the years, it's just got bigger and bigger. And then I connected with my best friend, and she brings her ideas to the table, and we just blew up from there.
That's good. That's really good. What advice would you give a person that says, "I want to be an advocate for sickle cell"? What advice would you give them?
I would say be completely open. Be willing to share your story, because that's what connects us to everybody else's our story. Be willing to teach people and also be willing to learn other things. With sickle cell, you're going to always be learning things about the disease. You can't just be like, "Oh, I have sickle cell and it's A, B, C, D." No, it's a long list of things that you have to know. And it's things that you're always going to be learning. And there's new drugs that's always going to be coming out to help us. So it's a never-ending subject that we just can't help but to learn more about.
That's true.
So yeah, just be open, just be willing to tell your story and connect with different people.
Okay. And my last question is going to be, what did you take away from the 11th annual Sickle Cell Disease Educational Seminar in San Diego?
Oh my God, it was so much that I took away. But I'm like you, I'm always empowered when I see the older people living with sickle cell. They're still thriving. They're still doing things. The oldest person here with sickle cell, I think, was 76.
Okay.
But one of the ladies that got up there to speak, she was like 66. So I just love to see that, and it's so inspiring. I was never one of the people that were told you're not going to make it past 18. But it still hurts me to hear that my friends were told that. And I still have friends that actually cry about getting older because they never thought they would live this long. So it's like, am I going to make it to the next birthday? So, and they think about that. So I just seeing them and living their best life is encouraging, and it's so inspiring. So that was one of my favorite things.
Okay. You heard it here first. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and subscribe to SWGA Sickle Cell Awareness. Thank you. Have an awesome day.
Good night.
Good night.